Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Octavia T. Hart, a former client, now advocate and spokesperson for the Next Step Center. The Next Step Center has been a huge influence in my life and my single parenting journey. That being said, I'd like to introduce to you my younger child, Brianna Morrow, who wants to share how impactful and influential the program was to me and my entire family.
Hello everyone, my name is Brianna Morrow. I am 18 years old and I recently have graduated from Boca Ciega High School in their Center for Wellness program with a 4.3 GPA and with my CNA EKG license. During my journey, the Next Step Center has been a great influence and a major role as it has taught me my value system and also different skills that I use today. With the Next Step Center, I was a participant in a heart camp where I learned the foundations of relationships, what to look for in a healthy relationship, what to look for in a partner when dealing with relationships, and also abstinence. But I also learned about skills that I carry with me today, such as communication skills, people skills, and leadership. I remember younger when I would volunteer at the baby boutique, I would watch families come and the employees and members and staff would grab off items such as diapers and give them off to the family. There I learned not only resilience from the families, but also what it means to give back to the community. Currently, I am a USF student majoring in biology with a medical concentration, and I am 42% done with my bachelor's. However, afterwards, I will go on to graduate school, medical school, and residency, as my goal is to become a neurosurgeon. I also plan to create an establishment to help with disparities in different people of color in those communities, to help them not only have affordable healthcare services, but also healthcare services that are quality. As I have been taught about health disparities, especially in an African American community with the Next Step Center. I plan on coming back and giving back to the community as it has been giving to me. This includes various awards and scholarships such as the Martin Luther King Award from USF, the Commitment to Service Award at Boca Ciega High School, the Dr. Mac J. Williams at SPC, and also the Take Stock in Children scholarships and more. Overall, I want to thank the Next Step Center for being a part of my journey and also fostering my growth and development and making me the woman I am today.
Well, hello everybody. I am Carol Alexander, the CEO of the Next Step Center, and I want to introduce a dear friend, Yolanda McLeod, better known as Bonnie.
Yes.
And Bonnie not only is a dear friend of mine, she is also a Next Step Volunteer Ministry Associate, as well as has been a Next Step client or participant. So let me ask, I just want her to share her story with everyone. So Bonnie, just tell us a little bit about how you started with us initially. How did you come to get involved with Next Step?
Well, I heard you come tell us about Next Step Center at our church. And you introduced us, wanted some volunteers at that time. So a couple of us said, of course we'll come volunteer at the Next Step Center. And at that time I knew it was going to be a passion of mine.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And you came, I remember the first time you came to a training, and that was more than 20 years ago.
Yes.
You came to a training, and that was the first time you met with us and the other ladies in the group for the
Yes.
training. And you shared something with us then.
Yes, I shared something that I held on to for years. I shared with you ladies that I had an abortion. And something that was,
Yeah, how it really impacted you.
yes.
And tell me about that. What was the impact? What did it do to you?
I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. At that point in my life, I was lonely. And I just felt I couldn't share with anyone.
Yeah, and sharing with us, and I remember one of the first things we did was to get you enrolled in a post-abortion healing
Yes,
Bible study.
That was the best thing I could have gone through. That was the best thing. Thank you for that. That was my beginning of my healing from abortion, having that bondage that I was kept in for years. Yes.
And then you had another phase of involvement with Next Step
Yes.
as a participant. Walk us
Yes.
through that.
Yes, I came into the center asking for a pregnancy test at
We couldn't believe it.
right. I mean, I was 40 years old, so and I came in. The ladies were so excited and came out. I can't remember whether it was you or Annette. Congratulations, you're pregnant! And oh my God, I thought I was going to hit the floor.
And you almost
And
did.
I almost did. Yes, yes, but not knowing my future.
And that's the things that we share with so many people, because it did give you a
Yes,
future.
a future, yes.
So you made the choice to
Yes,
carry that baby to
yes,
term in spite of the circumstances that surrounded that
Correct.
that pregnancy. And tell us then about just tell us about him.
Him. That him is my Malachi. But I do want to go back to my abortion.
Okay.
Going back to the my healing.
Okay.
I was able to name my son
Right.
Marcus. So that was great that God revealed to me that he was a boy. That it was a boy. So not knowing years later I was going to be pregnant with my son now Malachi. And Malachi, even the name. The name, my daughter Monique named him Malachi. So that was a rough 8 months because I had him in my 8th month.
Right. Yeah.
But and I needed the Next Step Center at that time to hold my hand through this pregnancy.
Yes.
Because I think all the way through the pregnancy, I didn't have that connection. I didn't have that connection, and thank God for Kara and the center.
Yeah, and I think about that when you talk about Malachi, because of Marcus
Yes.
and the pain that you went through, Marcus, really abortion wasn't even.
No, abortion was not an option. No,
Yeah.
even though I was older,
Yeah, right.
like I said, 40 years old, had Malachi at 41. So, but I knew at that time abortion was not an option.
Yeah.
And Malachi could not have been. Malachi is my blessed child, which my other kids are blessed. But that Malachi is my leader. My leader, Monique always said that's what Malachi is. That's what that name is. He's a leader. And I can share a little bit about Malachi.
Yeah, tell us about Malachi.
Yes. Even from the beginning, Malachi was a tutor at Perkins Elementary in the 5th grade.
Wow.
Yes. He was the Boys and Girls Club where he went, I think about 6 years. He was a staff leader, I think that's what they call it. A staff leader for about 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes. He started playing golf at 6. And he's 18 now, and he still plays golf. He's been in tournaments. He's met Tiger Woods.
Oh.
Malachi's a leader. He has his own business now.
Wow.
So look him up, Dolo Society.
Okay.
He makes his own shirts and.
What is he doing now with it? I know he's working now. He's got his own business. Is he still continue his education in
Yes,
it? Is he
he's
working
still-
on that?
This is his last year of high school. He's been taking AP classes since all the way through high school.
Oh, wow. So just so many accomplishments,
So
and
many.
and what has he
So
meant
many.
to? I know to you, I hear that in your voice, but what has he meant to and the community?
Yes.
What has he meant to the family in general? If you just were going to describe,
He's a leader. I mean, he shows himself even around his friends. He's a leader. He's a God-fearing child.
I remember when one of our board members, Chris Riley, first met him. He was so impressed by his how mannerable he was, how well spoken he was, even
Yes.
as that young man that he was. I mean,
Right.
I don't think he was 10, maybe
Right,
12 years old.
I know he said Malachi shook his hand, stood him straight in the eyes, and he said, "My name is Malachi." Yes, so yeah, he's very impressed, and I even get phone calls from his school. I wish I had more Malachis in my class.
Oh, wow.
I mean, wherever he goes, he makes like you make a statement. Malachi makes a statement wherever ground he stands on.
That's wonderful.
And I think the center, I think a lot of that, his mannerism comes from coming to the center, starting off at the center.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
And he volunteered. Well, I'm thinking about when
Yes.
Chris met him. He was volunteering as a host
As a
at
host.
the
Yes.
at the center
Yes.
banquet that year.
Yeah, but he still does that. He still volunteers. I was able to get my own nonprofit organization, so he helps out with that.
Wonderful.
And
the 9/11 Angels.
The 9/11
and you all
Angels.
help us every year at the annual gala. That's right.
Yes. So I think the next step soon. I thank you, Carol.
Yes, indeed. I tell you. So thank you for sharing your story and Malachi's story and even Marcus's story.
Yes.
And the impact of the center, the harvest that we continue to reap as we see these young people, young men like Malachi, who've come to this point in life. So thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
And God bless you and Malachi.
God
Give him
bless
our
you too.
best.
I sure will. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Laretha. I'm 51, and I became a client at the Next Step Center when it was still called the Pregnancy Center. So it was about 24 years ago. I went in for a pregnancy test and found out that I was in fact pregnant. At that time, I really gained a great fondness for Carol Alexander because I made her aware that I was surprised that I was pregnant. Because it hadn't been something that I actually planned. However, I wasn't disappointed at all, just surprised. So I let her know that I had not planned on it. And she immediately said, without any hesitation, well, keep in mind, you'll have about 9 months to plan. And it really gave me a sense of comfort at the time. I continued to go to the pregnancy center due to the fact that she made me aware that they had different resources there that were going to be able to help with some of the beginning things needed for my newborn. They had onesies, they had diapers, they had parenting classes, and at the time they also had a way to earn points that would enable me to pick out a stroller, a car seat, or a crib. At the time, I also took my children with me when I would attend classes, and it was really, really convenient because my husband was working nights at the time, and it allowed me to bring the children with me, not have to pay daycare fees, and still work on bettering myself. During that same stretch of time, years later, I was a single parent, and going to the pregnancy center still helped out a lot because I was able to take classes that helped me manage stress, work on parenting skills, and I was still at the time able to take my children with me. And sometimes we even had dinner at the center. Whether it was pizza or other meals provided, the children were able to be fed while I took classes. My daughter that is 26 now resides in Atlanta, Georgia, and she attended the pregnancy center as well. She now models and she does some acting and has a son of her own, my 6-year-old grandson, Legend.
Hey guys, I'm Elijah. I'm 20 years old and I'm a Gibbs alumni. I remember going to the pregnancy center with my brothers and we have a lot of good times there, watching movies, shows, and I remember a couple times we actually had some dinner there. It's just a lot of fond memories when I think back on the pregnancy center that we were able to, actually appreciate.
Hi, my name is Layla. I'm currently a student at Gibbs High School. I'm in the 10th grade, and I remember volunteering at the pregnancy center when I was in 6th grade as community service hours. I have really fond memories because it was like my first job. I loved helping out in the boutique, and the ladies were really nice.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm in 7th grade. I go to John Hopkins Middle School, and I'm the youngest of my mom's 7 children.